G3, discussion and possible recommendation on the combination of parcels 107-42200-0010 and 107-42200-0020 located at 526 Commerce Court, 514 Commerce Court.
What this is Kevin brought this to the Plan Commission asking to combine the parcels that he purchased up in the commercial district. The Plan Commission, after deliberation, figured that it wasn't right for the Plan Commission to remove the lot lines because of the stipulations that the board put on the purchase of the property. Now, if we remove, just to give you background, if we remove the property lines with the county as a village, the only thing that removes is a tax bill. So you'd rather than get two tax bills, one for each parcel, he would get one as combined. The only way to truly combine them would be through a CSM that would have to be approved by the village and the county and everything. So that's the only way to truly combine the two parcels. And you can explain what you want to do with the two parcels. They'll pick you up.
So originally, the plan was to build the store on the smaller lot A, and then we were going to build a storage unit on lot B later in the future. Well, the future came faster than what I expected, and we decided to build it right away. And the reason I asked about combining the lots was actually Jesse gave me the idea of combining them so that we could build both of the buildings on one property and not have to worry about building on the other. So we actually did build, or are building, two commercial properties. It's just that they're all going to be on one lot. So in the agreement was that I build a commercial property on each lot. So instead I built two commercial properties on one lot. You're not going to lose any tax money. Because the revenue, the second building is going to bring up the taxes for it wouldn't be able to build on the other lot. And the big reason is when I was up there at first, before I even built there, I poked around with the ground, and a lot of it looked like pit run and clay. And when Boomwall went up there and started digging about a foot and a half deep, we found that it was all black dirt. So we had to haul that whole 5 foot of black dirt out that hole in order to build. But luckily, Hochstadter's, he was building at the same time, and he had all clay up on top of his hill, so we were able to buy his material and have the truck in and fill the hole, which saved us a huge amount of money. But I can tell you now, the estimated cost was a lot. So I decided that if we were to build on that other property with it sliding down the hill like that, there was no reason for it to be. So we decided to turn the building instead of having it come straight off, run it east and west, and then use that second lot as the driveway for the semis to drive in and back up to the dock. So we're going to utilize both lots. I really need both lots. We're going fast. We added on a trailer line, which takes up a lot of room too.
So you're just gonna use it as parking, the second one?
It's really not going to be. I don't know. It's just that we're at the turning point where we're ready to build, and I don't care if you combine lots. It doesn't matter to me. If we have to ask the board to reconsider the agreement that we build a building on each one because we already built the one on the two of them on one lot.
Has the second building gone up yet?
No, I haven't built it yet because we're kind of in a limbo here about whether I'm going to make the driveway go off the left side of it because it'll have to run over the top of the utilities. So it'll go down the utilities and then to the north, and then the semis will back up to the back side of the building where we can unload level instead of having a dock. We did have some trouble in Swamp Creek. We have a pitched dock, and we had 2 tractors that slid off the forks in a snowstorm and took over on our side. I just want to try to redo that so that we're back in like a straight top and flat down. And it'd be very hard to do the way I'm building the building now to do it all on one lot. And then I'd like to be able to keep that lot up too, to make it look nice, and we get two businesses up there, and the village does not take care of the lot, so it kind of shady up there. So it would be nice to keep it up and at least start it, it looks nice. Brad's looks nice.
Well, a question I have for you is, didn't you already start the building?
What we did was we had to remove that black dirt in order to do it. So, yeah, we did start, but Jesse never gave me any thought or said that combining lots was gonna be a big deal, so I just figured that it wouldn't be a big deal.
Oh, the other question I had was, we gave you a reduced price with the intent that that was going to be improved with another business.
But
We'll give you
no,
a-
not another business, no, another commercial building.
Building.
So,
So the commercial building is built, both of them are built on lot 8 instead
Just
of one on
adjacent to
8
each
and one on 2.
What's a commercial building?
Well, commercial building, you have to get state approved plans, you have to,
Anything that you don't live in.
And that's currently what is in process, is state approved plan.
we have everything ready to go, it's a matter of how we're gonna be able to do it so that we can put a loading dock in without having to do a slanted loading dock.
So just so, if you could look up here, you're talking, he currently has his building right here, he built, and this is just rough, this is utility easement. He's building another cold storage shed right in this vicinity here. And what you're talking is for semis to come in and then back in here.
They're gonna come, it's gonna come almost to the 278 and then back up. We're gonna build a 20-foot pad off the back of the building that is raised about this high. That's where the pitch came home. So the semi will be able to back right up to it.
Yeah, I'm just making sure everybody understands what you're talking about.
Yep.
So is there gonna be any issue with the utility that runs underneath it?
Well, he can't build a building on there.
Right,
His current plans where his cold storage shed is 2 foot off the utility easement that we have, there's a 20-foot utility easement centered on the lot line. So other than the driving, do you plan on building anything on this lot right here?
Not today, but you never know what the future will bring, but the problem is that it's either, seeing that we're building, I guess I don't know what the big concern is. I don't understand, since I'm building 2 buildings, why are you concerned about me building one on the other?
I'm just asking questions. I'm not concerned. I'm just asking questions to inform them. That's all, I'm just like, I know what your intent is. I'm pointing out things so they understand what's going on.
You're getting the tax revenue either way. And I'm sure that that's the main concern, is getting the tax revenue. So that lot, the lot B is worth 20,000 or 30,000 on the tax assessment, so, what is the mill rate, Russ? 9 cents on the dollar. So you're getting $1,800 for the lot, and if I build a $100,000 building, you're gonna get
and lot B, you mean the
900.
one in behind it, right? Lot B, you mean
the-
the one behind it?
you're gonna get the same amount of money no matter how I build it.
So you're saying if you combine the 2 lots, whether currently if you get, I'm just throwing random numbers
It's
out. If you get-
$900 for taxes.
Right, if you get $900 off of that lot and $10 off of that lot up there with nothing on it, if you combine them, you'll still get the $910, is what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same tax assessment. Build a building on lot B, then it's gonna increase the value to the 100,000, 120,000. So the lot A is estimated at 300,000 right now, so that'll bring it up to 400,000. So you get the tax base on 400,000. So
That'd be orders.
yeah. In fact, that lot, if I did let the village buy it back, I can pretty much guarantee you that nobody will go to possibly do that. With that being slightly moving the trip. What I'm doing is making it useful for our business. And it doesn't matter to me if it's combined or not, I'm just, maybe it'd be better to say, asking the board to reconsider the agreement.
What was the original agreement?
That we build commercial building on each property.
That there's a commercial building built here within 2 years, and then this lot within 5 years if it wasn't built. Obviously, we've met this requirement, so let's just talk about the lot. The agreement you made was to build a building on that lot within 5 years of the purchase.
And it was purchased in 2021.
Yeah, the contract's in there is February of 21.
So what happens like 40 years down the road and you're gonna sell that lot, then what happens?
If you
Well,
combine them,
if
they would
it's
be
all
sold.
combined,
They'd be sold.
Huh?
If you combine them, they wouldn't be sold. It would be one lot.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to sell, I think, what he'd sell it as a whole
Yeah.
lot.
So you'd have to
Right.
sell it as one lot.
One lot.
One huge lot. And if it wasn't combined, then you could sell them by pieces.
You can't sell a lot by itself, because that's the other part of it. So if, let's say, I'm just throwing scenarios out there, if we say, no, we don't want to combine them, we're gonna leave it there. And he's like, well, it doesn't make no sense, and you go broke to put a building out there, then we buy it back.
Correct.
No. The option is after the 5 years, we buy it back. You can't sell it to anybody. It comes back to us. Okay. Yep. So
The
that's
only
what we're
worry
not
I have is about utilities underneath, and it sounds like you've got that covered.
Yeah, we're just gonna put gravel over the top, piece of the semis can drive in there.
That would be the only concern I have.
Yeah.
And I think that's taken care of. Yeah.
And the fact that it's just not economically feasible to do it that way. I'm trying to do it,
Utilize it.
yeah.
So what did the plan commission say?
Since the board put the stipulation on it, with
Well,
that
the
purchase
2 and the
agreement,
5.
Yeah, they didn't feel comfortable.
They didn't feel like
making the
they're,
decision.
I mean, they're overstepping their bounds by going against what you put up as a board. I mean, the way I see it, you got a couple options here. You could say you could combine it on, through the board to make it one tax parcel. So that way, there's 2 parcels, but that would null and void the 5-year agreement that he has to build on it, because it says the buyer is not allowed to resell subject lots to any other purchaser. Prior to building their subject lot, unless buyer gives seller 60-day written notice, which time the seller has 30 days, notify buyer seller of repurchase subject property lots at above stipulated price. So then, if you combine them just for tax purposes, then you're getting rid of that stipulation. If you combine them with a CSM, certified survey map, to make them a true lot, because if he combines them through the village and not get a CSM, when he goes to sell them, there's still 2 lots.
So either way, he's gonna need to get that CSM.
You don't have to, but we can't prove it like that, though. But you have to get it.
I'm just talking about that.
So basically, if we would combine the 2, it would void the 5-year deal because he already has a building up there. So then if he started doing work and the price of something skyrockets again, he could say, oh, well, I ain't got the money to do this now, but I already have my building, but it voids the 5 years. So he could be like, well, I'm going to leave it sit for a few years and because I ain't got the money right now. And then it would just sit there. And then we couldn't buy it back. correct? Because they'd
Yeah.
be void to be done with.
Right. If you void that, then anything happens, take your pick of things that happen. Let's say they decide they want to get out of the tractor business and cash in their chips and they start selling it, and then that lot they sell for $50,000 because you can bind them, even though it says right here we can buy it back for the price that we negotiated, then that's lost to the village. I mean, it's all risk.
I guess that's kind of my concern.
Say what's your concern again?
If we combined them and,
Without the CSM.
yeah, with the help of CSM and, you decide that it's too expensive and you want to hold off for a little bit and then
Hold on what?
building.
I already ordered the building, I already paid for it. Just
What?
hold on.
That's a building on the other lot. You're talking about the second lot.
The second lot.
Our chances of building on that second lot will be 3 more years
The next,
are pretty much gone. Because we invested a lot up there as a price value. So it's probably not.
that's why we built the other building on the first lot, because it was more economic.
But there,
It took Grunwald 3 weeks just to find that building through that hole, just to build it back up to where it needed to be. So we had to try to fill in that hill.
It's like a process. So you guys are basically gonna, what you're saying you're going to do is you're going to use that as part of your loading dock,
It's
and
be our
you're gonna take care of it and
loading
make
dock.
it look nice.
Correct. Yeah, we have since the day we bought it. Just kept it up.
But if we prove it with the CSM, it combines the two lots, they're not able to sell that second lot if they don't use it. Am I
They can
understanding
still
that
sell it.
correctly?
anything's possible.
Right,
If you combine it with the CSM, and make it one lot, and then they have another CSM to make a smaller lot that fits their loading dock, and then sell that parcel to somebody that wants to buy it.
but they'd have to break the parcel up.
Right, I'm just giving you option, anything's possible. They
I
get,
just gotta
You
try to
still have
understand
the
it
revenue from
completely.
the buildings they're building. You
Well,
still
right.
have tax
You still have all that.
So
essentially, if the land was
It
more
would just
conducive, I think they would have
null
built
and
their
void
cold
it.
storage on the other lot. But since right. It's not, the terrain doesn't make itself feasible to put that other building on that lot, is what they're saying. So their other one, they are putting 2 buildings on this lot, like I said, the cold storage, there's 2 put off the utility easement. And
the
then,
plan commission's already approved that pending the approval
Of
Of the state, I
the
watched
state
that video.
pending, yep.
And this is a 40 by 80 building, it's not a small building.
So as soon as the state plans are approved,
Yeah, that's what we did.
Maybe we just really reconsider the ask to put that,
They do.
the agreement away that we build on that side.
Instead of combining the two. Or still combining.
It doesn't matter to me if one building, it's a matter of you guys, if there's a reason that you feel that needs to be combined, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. However, we gotta make it work. I agree, I should have probably came to the board before I even started building and said, this is what I wanna do, but I didn't think there's any gonna be. Because, you wanted 2 commercial buildings, I'm building 2 commercial buildings. It's just that, we have one lot. But we have a lot of equipment, takes up a lot of space, and
Well, that's why I was wondering if you were, thinking of putting a parking lot, blacktop it and use it as like, the parking area for new equipment.
the bill would cost a
Well-
lot of money.
But
I did.
Be more than a building.
maybe,
Blacktop is a-
maybe at some point, prices
Well, we're
will,
gonna use it, for sure. I mean,
yeah.
we're already parking on it, and parking on the grass and such, but, we started having to do all gravel in, and until we get an agreement with you all, we can't do anything. Because I don't wanna, like $10,000 in gravel on it, part of
you can't do it, or can't utilize what you want. I get it.
What I think is a good recommendation is to combine the lots with a CSM, make them one. They still have the utility easement in there, we can't get rid of that.
Right.
They have utility easement on the,
Side.
east side of it too. But if they combine it as one, then they can do whatever they want with that lot for a loading ramp. Just not do the tax thing, because it just really eliminates the tax bill.
Right.
It doesn't do us any good, and if you do the CSM, that would eliminate the 5-year requirement to build.
Right, and he is essentially building that second building, and that's pending state approval.
Or is it that building on the same one, there's a second
I like the idea of becoming one with all the original.
And that's why,
But the thing that I'm thinking is, we allow it with the CSM with the stipulation that since we're knowing the other agreement, you go 5 years, that if you sell within that 5 years, you sell back to us at the cost.
But if they do the CSM, that wouldn't be in a,
They wouldn't be able to do that. It would
Oh,
be,
then,
because the CSM would combine,
then we'll do that,
Yeah,
there's nothing to sell back.
right.
so you just need a motion.
I'll make a motion to allow them to join the properties in the CSM.
I'll second it.
Recommendation has been made to combine properties with a CSM by Kelly and second by Zuliger. On parcels 107-4 2200-0010, 107-4 2200-0020, 526 Commerce Court, 514 Commerce Court. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Discussion and possible recommendation on amendment.
Wait, go.
Yeah.
Question.
one more question. Could we, start maintaining these lots up there? How do you think so?
Those two across.
we don't own those.
The ones that you.
We only
The
own-
ones around the corner?
We own the one, we only have one lot left up there, that's beside yours, the corner lot.
Okay.
The other ones across the street there
Yeah, I know the ones on the other side.
are, home builders.
The ones that you're driving and put yours on the left and go around the corner.
This lot right here.
Yes, that one.
If you want, I mean, we just mowed the right
Even
away.
if you mowed it.
We just mowed the right away, we don't have the,
So, we requested you mow it.
you can request it.
Spent a lot of money up there, Jesse.
I know, but I don't have the all I got is a lawn tractor and that's some pretty rough terrain up there, and I don't wanna, I mean, that's a lot of mowing, that's what, a bigger lot for them.
I know that's so fair.
You're gonna give the village a good deal?
I will. I have quite a few quotes to Jesse already. Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
I know a guy.
They
Sure.
guy.
Then we talk about this with their.
$3.99 guy.
Discussion and possible recommendation on amendment to the village property lot listings.
All right, now that we got them, combined, what it is that I talked to the realtor and I thought that we discussed that maybe we should relook the price of property that we have for sale in the village. Currently, we have these two lots here that Bone Builders own. We have them listed for sale. We can accept an offer on it. What it is that if we accept an offer, we have to pay back the purchase price of the property when he first purchased it, which was like $27,000 a piece. So what we are recommending is to pay each one of them parcels, lot 4, which is
4 and 5.
4 and 5. Further north one is 4, this is 5. 4 would be 52,000, 5 would be 50,000. Currently, they're listed at 57 and 70. Because I think we want to move that property, we just want to get somebody to build there. And as long as we don't keep the 52,000 or 54,000 off of the original sale, then we'll sell that property, pay back home builders for the 2 lots, and then it'll be ours again. So that's where we came up with that price.
Do you have somebody interested in it or just changing it?
Just changing it.
Okay.
Changing the list and showing their, is it showing where they're advertising these or no?
What's that?
It doesn't show where they're advertising quickly.
Well, they advertise on all the major, everybody advertises on all the major listings. The problem is that you're not just gonna find it on Zillow because it's not a residential property.
Right.
It's a commercial property. So them two, and then the other one that we have listed for sale in the industrial park, or correction, we're leaving that one. The other one, lot 7, that's on the corner right here, that you requested to be moved from 70 to 52, and partially due to the fact for 70, what?
65.
65 from 80 to 65.
80 to 65. That's because of the unusable ditch right here and sort of what Kevin was saying at. It is listed for sale, and the reason why is nobody's bought it. It's gonna take a lot of excavating because it slopes down. There's a drainage ditch right here that goes down and goes over this parcel, so it's not optimal and it's low ground. So you're gonna have to haul in a lot of fill to get anything built over there. So that's why we thought that lowering that price to that would make it more conducive for somebody to come in and snatch it up.
On this one, Jesse, this one was to be marked sold.
What's that?
On the back of this one, the 2 in Miller Drive, Miller Drive, need to be marked sold. No, next one. Back page, maybe. And there's one that's not. Which one I had, is that?
Mine say sold. Mine say sold too.
I don't know how you got, where you got that.
Okay, then I lied.
Oh, I see what it is.
Oh, it's on this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not
Okay.
this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just get them marked as sold. So technically, we only have 3
Oh.
lots left in the village to sell.
These 2 weeks say sold. Oh, yeah.
Yep. And we're updating this flyer, that's why, because I wanted to update the ones that were sold and get the right listing price on there. And that's where we're at right now. So that's what I'm recommending, we move the price of the property to.
All right, I'll make a motion to recommend to the board to lower the price of the listings for the village properties.
I'll second it.
Recommendation made by Kelly, second by Stashik. Recommendation on amendment to the village property listings. Is there any discussion? In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Discussion and possible recommendation on amendment to Bonville Municipal Code Section 30 utilities.
Well, what this is that the utility talks about management of it, and it calls out the municipal operations committee, and now that we went to a committee of the whole, to change the ordinance to match the committee of the whole rather than municipal ops committee. And it's kind of awkward where some of it says committee, it'll say, committee of the whole, and village board, which is one of the same, but it's 2 different meetings. But I think we have to refer it back to the committee of the whole to bring to the board. So what I'm recommending is changing all the municipal operations committee lines to committee of the whole.
I'll make the motion to update our chapter 30 utilities. And have it say instead of municipal operations committee, the committee of the whole.
Second.
Recommendation by Hartenstein, second by Kelly on the amendment of the Bonville Municipal Code Section 30 utilities to say committee of the whole. Is there any discussion? favor say aye. Opposed, motion carried. Discussion and possible recommendation on renewal of village insurance policy through LWMMI.
We've got the renewal policy back. As you can see, it did go up a little bit. It went up, not much, but a little bit. Not cheap for insurance, 50,000. Part of that's probably wages. That goes up with workers' comp, but then that gets adjusted if we don't pay out all of those wages. So we get the refund back, or go through the audit. Is there any questions on any of it? We haven't really changed anything. We had a few claims this last year, minimal.
All right, I'll make a motion to recommend to the board to renew the village insurance policy through LWMMI.
I'll second it.
Recommendation made by Court, second by Zuliger, on the renewal of village insurance policy through LWMMI. Is there any discussion? Favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Unfinished business, discussion and possible recommendation on village personnel policy update.
As I noted a little bit in my report is I sent Bill a love letter yesterday in the mail on letterhead stating that we paid out to him $2,300 for the personnel policy that he's been reviewing since August 17th of 22. I have not seen a draft, anything like that. I talked to him on the 12th. He told me I'd have it soon.
Subjective.
Yeah, so I talked to Ashley this week about a couple different things that we're working on, and she said, I think it's time just to send them a letter saying that you've been billed and you've paid X amount. Please forward me what you have to date. So that is what I'm trying now. If I don't get it, she said we're going to get it. But if not, Ashley has provided me with a draft of just like I don't really want to turn it over, but she did send me one with a template, one that she's just acquired from somewhere that is pretty much a good template that we could use to start over, but I'm hoping we don't have to do that. I'm hoping we get the one from Bill, and we can look at that, and she can look at that, and we can work from that one. So, that's it, still waiting on it. We'll have to wait for the next meeting, but I'm hoping by the next meeting that Bill gets my love letter. And,
Did she say how long she wait?
well, I'm hoping he gets the letter this next week and that we see something. The other thing we're waiting on is the 501c3 documents. When I talked to him on the 12th, I had asked him because I had charges on May 31st. And I said, I have nothing from you because it said on May 31st that you had gave me documents for that. And I said, I have nothing. And he said, oh, I sent you a big packet in the mail. I personally put it in the mail. And I said, well, I don't have it. Well, I'll have to check on that. And that was that was June 12th when I talked to him. And he was checking on it. And I have not seen anything in the mail on that either since June 12th when I talked to him, which he said he sent to me on May 31st. So I've asked him about that, which we've spent about $2,000 on that project with him also. So that is also in my letter, that those two projects that if we could look forward to me with the work that's been completed today, we would greatly appreciate it. Because we've been billed for it and paid for it. And basically, Ashley said if we don't get it, then she'll send him a letter saying that if we don't receive these things, he owes us this money back. Because we've been billed and paid for it and we don't have it.
So you should get it.
I would think we'll get it. But I've been waiting for this since August 17th of 2020. And, I calculated he has spent, 12, or 13, 14 hours on the personnel policy book, which I have nothing for. And he spent 10 hours on the 501c3. So
10? You said
10. 10. 10 hours. Yes.
That doesn't even seem feasible if you haven't received any.
I haven't seen a draft. And then there was a few months that he, remember I told you he had thought he sent it to me? There was a few months there was no work on it. Well, that's where he thought he sent it to me and I didn't have it. I'm like, where is this? Well, I sent that to you back in blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you did it. And so then there was like 2 months he didn't work on it. And then when I said I didn't get it, then all of a sudden I started getting charges again for it.
So can he still charge us for working on it now?
I paid the last bill and I'm like, at this point, I'm not paying another bill. Because I talked to him on the 12th, and that was the other thing, because he said
That's all
that,
stuff he's supposed to be giving you anyway.
he had said that his secretary said he didn't know that we terminated with him. But yet I had a read receipt from him saying that he read it, and they get all my other emails, and I sent it to, there's 3 emails saying, I can't get a hold of you by phone, I've tried, you say you're gonna call me back, you're not calling me back, basically. This is notification, we're no longer using you, and let me know if you need an official letterhead,
Yeah.
whatever. And then he tried to change the agent on the 501c3 after that, and then said that his secretary said that they didn't know we dropped it. So there's a lot of things that are not.
Well, and you had to read receipt, so you don't.
Right, but yet I sent it to all 3, and then when I resent it to her, she got all 3 of them to every email. So, yeah, so like I said, whatever, but I just wanna get these 2 documents he has and be done.
You got, yeah.
So, that's where we're at with the personnel policy.
That's good luck with that.
Yeah,
August.
he's done stuff, but I've never seen even a draft of it, like, here's a draft, tell me what you think. Normally, I've had a draft or something, but nothing.
So basically, we just need to say we're gonna.
We're gonna move this again by consensus to the next meeting. And, you know, it'll be a whole year and we still won't have done anything. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be July.
Yeah, no,
Okay, we'll go into our last closed session. Move to closed session to discuss recommendation from legal counsel. Pursuant to Wisconsin State Statutes, Chapter 19, General Duties of Public Officials, Subchapter Z, 19.85 exceptions. Conferring with legal counsel for a governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. At the end of the closed session, the committee will reconvene to open session.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session for approximately 5 minutes, inviting
I just me.
Michelle Morocco.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Stashik, second by Court, to move into closed session for approximately 5 minutes, inviting Michelle Marash. Roll call.
Court,
Yes.
Ottenstein,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Stashik,
Yes.
Zuliger, Game.
Yes. We'll bring a closed session at 7:04 PM.
What was it? It was on the